Yeah, this is gonna be an epic one. Hello YouTube, welcome to my channel. If you are new, my name is Kara and I make paper art. Kara's Paper Art, that's me, welcome. I am here today with what I thought would be a really fun video. So I have been art journaling on and off, but pretty consistently since around 2009. I flipped through all these journals on the channel before, but I thought it would be really fun to flip through 4 of the biggest ones that I have. I'm gonna see if I can lift them up. Oh my God, they're so big. These are 4 that basically cover between 2009 and 2022. And I thought it would be really fun. Oh gosh, I'm gonna drop them. I thought it would be really fun to flip through and kind of see how my style changed throughout these 4 books. So let's get into it. Let's just do a flip through. I'll chat, I'll talk about my process, I'll talk about some of the things that I liked to do in the books and how those things have changed. And I think this is going to be fun. It's also going to be fun to cringe at my like 18, 19-year-old self. So stay tuned for that. If you're not subscribed, please do. I'm always here making art journals, collaging, doing fun stuff with paper and scissors, and it's my favorite thing to do. So I hope you'll come hang out, and yeah, let's get into the flip through. Okay, we are starting at the top with this very first art journal that I have. This covered the years 2009 to around 2012. Quick disclaimer before we start, some things are going to be blocked out with post-it notes in these books. Basically, they're either photos of people that I don't know that would want to be in here, or it's addresses or personal information. It's nothing that interesting. And I also might make some cuts to just kind of crop out some whole pages. I hope you understand you're really not missing anything. So this is from the ages of around 18 to 21 of my life, basically. So it's a little cringe, but it's fun. It's a good place to start. This is definitely when I very first started art journaling and I did not know what I was doing. Quick note, this is a piece of my taillight from my car when I got in a fender bender. That's the other thing about me. I save everything. So yeah, this is kind of just hanging out, which I actually really like. So I save literally everything. And that was a huge kind of like catalyst for me starting these books. Is just, it's a way to save things as well as to make a little bit of art. So when I first started, I did not really know what I was doing. But it was a mixture of scrapbooking, like things from my life, as well as artwork, and it got more and more art heavy as the books go on. But as you can see, it's pretty cringe. It's definitely showing what I was interested in at the time, which is fine. I save so many movie tickets. You will see tons of them as we go through these books. A lot of this, I don't even remember where it came from. Like I would just have, I still do, I have these huge envelopes just filled with stuff. And then I would just get in these books and kind of see how I could lay it out and make sense of it. I had only just started keeping magazine clippings, like at the beginning of this book. Of course, now as a like serious collage artist, my collection of clippings is completely out of control. I really miss my Polaroid camera. That was great. But yeah, like I remember like this was from an ad for Bye Bye Birdie. This is from a magazine. This is a Forever 21, you know, tag from clothes. A lot of those were poems I kept from my high school poetry class. A lot of this is from Nylon magazine, if you remember Nylon. This is me when I was little. These are all fortune cookies. So many fortune cookies. It is fun to look back on this as much as it is like a little bit cringy for me. Like, I don't like Seinfeld that much, but at the time I was very into Seinfeld. So it's like, it's fun to look back in that way, but it's also, there's a cringe element. You know what I mean? There's little me again. Also, you can see the letters. These must just be like crappy letters, and the imprint kind of like came off on that other side. I also at this time was using glue. If you have seen any of my videos, you know that I use photo squares now that are kind of like a double-sided sticker, but at this time I was using glue, which I can't really relate to because I'm so afraid that glue is gonna mess up magazine, which it does in this book, which is a good reason why I don't use glue anymore. I like this page a lot. This turned out really cool. This was like a coloring book, like one of those adult coloring books. And I was trying to do a little bit of like doodling and stuff. These were all like paint chip samples. You know, those like free strips you get. Those are really good for art and stuff. Yeah, a lot of these pages I definitely like don't like anymore. But, you know, it served its purpose at the time, and I do kind of have a conflict with myself of like really? Ellen? I don't know why I liked Ellen so much at the time. But like, so I always have this conflict of like, do you go back in and change things or do you just let it roll? And honestly, I feel like you kind of have to just let it go and leave it because it becomes kind of like an archive of your life. So, you know, but then that does just mean that some things show up that are a little bit cringy. This is real. When I was like in early high school, I had this phase where I like wrote fan mail to a bunch of random celebrities and I got a couple pictures back. I don't know. More movie tickets. I do like some of the things I did in this book. Like this stamp repeat looks really cool and it makes me feel like it reminds me that I really want to get back into stamps because that was really fun. And these are like pastels, I think. My mom has a lot of really good art supplies and I feel like I need to dig into her stuff more. Again, are you serious? I don't recall liking Ellen that much, but okay. Jesus. Oh. This is pretty absurd too. I have no memory of that. Nice. Yeah, after a while, I was just trying to fill this up. And you'll see another problem that I have had with these sketchbooks is filling them, but then also wanting to take out the empty pages. They get so chunky, as you know. Oh my God, this is literally from 1999. That is 25 years old. That is falling apart. Oh my God. As you know, these sketchbooks get really chunky. More fortunes. And I've had this thing where I try to remove the pages and it usually does not work out very well. Yeah, I have this list of people who inspire me and I had to block out so many names of just like losers that I put on this list. I can't. I'm already regretting this. Oh, here's where we get into crazy movie ticket territory. Let's see if we can find any fun ones. Oh, this was White Noise. I have no memory of this movie, but that was the first time I went to the theater by myself. And I have gone to the theater by myself hundreds of bazillions of times since then. So that's kind of fun that I have that. Spider-Man 2. Oh my God. Sometimes I will say also, if I find a movie ticket on the ground, I will usually keep it. So, like, I don't remember seeing Fun with Dick and Jane, but I have the ticket for it. So that makes me wonder, did I actually see it? See this one too. I don't think I saw this. I don't know. I can't say for sure. Oh my gosh. So many good movies in here though, really. I have a couple really old ones on here, I think, too. And then sometimes you'll find a midnight showing, which is always fun. Yeah, 12:05 a.m., Lord of the Rings 3. So that's pretty cool to have that, you know? But anyway. A lot of scrapbooking in here, a lot of random stuff. This is sticking a little bit. Honestly, this is some of the first like eyeball focused art that I've done. And if you have been following me for a while, you know that I make a lot of art with eyeballs. But what's funny is I didn't really cut them very close. And now when I cut out eyes, I cut really close. So that's just kind of funny to see. All right, we're getting closer to the end here. And this is getting further into 2012. I wanted to move into a new journal so bad at this point. Well, my mom and I went to Disney. That was fun. I've only been to Disney a couple times. I have friends that go like all the time, but can't really. All right, we're almost done. Oh, this is a pocket. I love pockets for things that you don't want to glue down. Can't recommend a pocket enough. And it's done. So this ended in December of 2012, and all the Metro cards on the back. And if you can see, this looks horrible, but I ripped out like all the final pages. Oh, and it's got classic coexist bumper sticker. So let's move on to our next art journal. This one, I believe, started in 2015. So I have two smaller art journals that took the place in 2013 and 14. I'm skipping those today. I do have videos of them on my channel, but we're just sticking to like these hardcover guys today. So this was 2015, and you'll see that I definitely was getting a lot more into collage art in this book, which is really fun. But I did still do a good amount of scrapbooking as well. Another little pocket. Another pocket. This feels, though, a lot closer to what I do now than that first book, I will say. I was still trying to do like slightly more theming to pages, but this is definitely still like old school. I do this a lot for family pictures. I'll put them in pockets because I don't want to glue them down, you know. Highly recommend a pocket. Oh, I loved this page. I thought that was so fun. And this one also turned out really cool. I love that. I used to get these square pictures printed from Fox Print, and I actually still do. I recommend them. I'll link them in the description. But if you see like these square photos, I used to get Fox Print all the time. Still got some Polaroids left at this point. By now, they're pretty much all gone, but back in 2015, I still had some. Another little pocket. So I've got a bunch of random stuff in there. It's really fun. A lot of this is origami paper in the background. I love putting a greeting card in these books as well. It does add to the chunkiness of the book overall, but it's worth it. This was really fun. This, whatever spread this was from, there were just like so many pictures of her in it. So I cut them out and I thought that looked really cool. And I don't know if you can see, but I used like a glitter pen on that. So it's kind of shiny. And then it's also fun to see that this is a mixture of stuff that's like more recent for me to this time, but then also from my childhood. So like Backstreet Boys, that's from the first album, which I had when I was like 6. I love these 2 pages. It's also funny to see like now I would obviously cut on the edge for this person, but back then I wasn't really doing that yet. Some scrapbook paper, more Polaroids. This was actually a napkin from a party, which is cool. And some of this was wrapping paper as well. Just ideas of things to save. This was from a brochure. Yeah, this was wrapping paper. This was from my job where I counted money at the time. So I stole like the little garbage wrap that you would usually throw away. It was basically just like anything that you would usually throw away. If it looked cool, I would keep it. So like this is wrapping paper here. See more paint samples. Next time you're at Home Depot, just pick up a couple of these from the samples. They look so fun in a scrapbook. We're not talking about O-Town. We're just not. This is also after, because this is 2015, right? And I went on a huge road trip in 2014. So a lot of this stuff is from my road trip. So that comes up a lot. I do also have a separate art journal that I made for my road trip. I will link that video below as well. This is from the road trip. Some journals. This was the map we used on the road trip. This was from the road trip. And then this is a little bit later. We're moving into 2016 now, I believe, because I did start working at the Strand bookstore. And a lot of these items are items that were found in books, because the Strand is a bookstore that buys in used books. And I would often find things in the books and they kind of told us that we should just throw it away, but I would obviously always keep it. So a lot of these like tickets, I have plane and train tickets where it's like, I've never been to that place and that's why. This is funny. Naomi Campbell was at the Strand and I was trying to tell my coworker without saying it out loud. So I wrote it on a Post-it. Oh, that's funny. This is actually the sketch that became my tattoo. So I saved that. This is definitely getting really similar to what I do now, which is really fun. But like this is a wrapper from a burger. I think this burger place is gone, but it was really good in Manhattan. This was from some type of food packaging as well. And then these next couple pages are mostly stuff that came from these specific type of magazines that are actually like art auction catalogs. A bunch of them were getting recycled, so I snagged them. So that's why it's like, it's other people's art technically. which I usually wouldn't use that often in my own art, but because I was keeping it all kind of together, I thought it was okay. And this is it. This is the last page. I think I planned to do something on this side and I never did. And then it just kind of ended. So there are a bunch of blank pages here. I think I might make an index and label some of the more scrapbooky stuff. Since I didn't label straight on the page, I could do an index in the back. And I did try to rip out the blank pages and it just sucks. But it's holding it together, so that's all that matters. But yeah, so that's the end of that journal. Let's get to the next one. This one starts in 2018. So that one probably went to like 2016, almost 17. And then I think I probably took some time off because I know I wasn't living at home and I think I just didn't have access to my materials. And then 2018 was when I moved home. So I had more time and access to my stuff to start scrapbooking again. I love this first page so much. Kendrick. This is where I get a lot more like artsy collage, which is stuff that I really hadn't done up to this point. So that's kind of cool. I zoomed out a little bit. I hope that the other books weren't too close to the page, but here we go with a ton more movie tickets. Just going through all my stuff and trying to get it all in a book, as always. If you see art like this pop up on any of the pages, this is drawn by my mom. She'll draw stuff and sometimes she won't want it anymore, so she'll go to throw it away and then I'll keep it. This was a napkin from a sushi restaurant. Tons of envelopes. Always look at the inside of your envelopes and see if they are pretty, because you never know. More eyeballs, but see, I'm cutting around the eyebrow, and I don't really do that anymore. At this point now, I cut right around the eye, so that's funny to see. I do love that page though. Another envelope with some stuff I didn't want to glue down. Like, what? More Ellen? Can we not? Now the thing about this book is I was using repositionable photo mounting squares at the time, so a lot of this stuff is falling apart, and I actually have to go back through this and see. I have to go back through this and glue everything down again, because I do not want to lose anything. The Star Wars starts to leak in as well as my obsession with Star Wars grew stronger. I love how this page turned out. I had tried to do something else and I didn't like it, so I just took this piece of sheet music and ripped it up and kind of like decoupaged over it, which I think looks really cool. My nephew made this when he was little. Just more random stuff. Some of this I actually labeled within the book, which I usually don't do, but some of this is still from the Strand. Oh, March. So now we're jumping to 2019, which is kind of interesting. I think I must have stopped for a while and then I got back into it. Yep. Now we're in 2019. I did always want to try to scrapbook like chronologically almost, but it just never worked. So like this is from high school, this is from like 2010, this is like, so everything's just kind of mix and match, but that's just how it works for me. Another pocket here. I love saving people's business cards, any kind of sticker, wristband. This is actually so funny because this is the last thing I really went out and did before the pandemic. It's just so weird to still have that. And I did actually see The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon at one point. This is actually a pocket. Do I have stuff in here? Oh, I do. Oh, cool. I love a hidden pocket. Another pocket. I went through my basement and found a ton of stuff from when I was like very young. So that starts showing up in the book as well, which is really fun. This is another thing where some stuff. Oh, and then this became this. So that is the sketch for this tattoo before I got it done. I like how this turned out. It's funny to look in here and I can see, like, I know this was wrapping paper. This was from, I think, like a Hallmark bag. This is a sticker that was on Clementine's. This was from this like weird anime book I had at one point. This fake money, I think my dad gave me. This is from a pen test. This is from a cover of a book that fell apart. And this was from a greeting card. So you see what I mean? I love that though. That's like my favorite thing about these books. Got a cool card here. Oh, falling apart. I need to go through this and do some touch-up work. Another little pocket, lots of Star Wars in there. All right, let's do another little breakdown here on this page. So this is a note from my mom. This is Ringo Starr. This is a bingo sheet. This is the inside of an envelope. This is wrapping paper. This is the inside of a greeting card envelope. This is the top of another greeting card envelope. Another inside of an envelope. This was found in a book. This was in an envelope addressed to me by my aunt. This was from a decoration I used in a play. This was from, what was this from? That just might be paper. I think that's just pretty paper. This is obviously from a card. This is from a tarot guidebook. Do you see what I mean? It's so fun to go through things like that though. Art from my mom. This is a picture from my road trip. My boyfriend drew this for the cover of one of my zines. Oh, we got a big fold out here. That's a greeting card fold out of a Woodstock. I love that. This is another fold out here. It's a note from one of my friends. I love, this is when I first started doing the like color theming on the pages. That comes up, I'll see, a lot more as we go forward. It's so fun. It's like I just go through my whole collection and find everything of a certain color and then lay out, just see what works. And it's so much fun. So I think we're probably in 2021 now, right? yeah, we're definitely like at the end of 2020 into 2021 at this point in this book. Oh, and you'll see these are corresponding with an index that I have at the end. I did end up doing the index in this book, which was really fun. I love that. Another little postcard pocket there. This was another sketch for this, I believe. Right? Yeah. Just so much random stuff, but it's so fun. This makes me want to go get my scrapbook stuff and start laying out some pages. I just love it. And this is the end. And then, yes, I did do an index. So it goes page by page and labels all the different things so that I can kind of remember what each item was. I need to do that with my other books as well. And this is from the 90s, this is in 94. And yeah, so we started in 2018. Oh, we actually finished the beginning of 2021. Okay, got it. So that was the end of that one. And then we move into, this is the last book we're going to look at today. And this is, you've seen this book if you've been watching my channel. This was from 2021 to probably around the end of 2022. Stickers on here. This is Sarah Epperson. This is Lee Ellickson. And this is Super Yaki. And then I believe the rest are just from Redbubble. So yeah, the cover's falling off. It's terrifying, but here we are. So this is where I definitely was getting more into my collage vibe. You might even recognize some of these pages from shorts or my Instagram, but then I was still also sticking with the scrapbook elements because I have so much of this stuff. I have to get rid of it. I have to get it in a book and get it out of my stacks. And a lot of this stuff has funny stories attached to it, things like that. Oh, I love this page. I forgot about that page. More eyeball art. See how now at this point I'm cutting a little closer to the eye. A lot of this came from when I went through the basement and cleaned out a lot of my stuff and my mom's stuff. So like this was from my mom's collection. This is calligraphy that my mom did in the 70s. As well as just stuff from my, oh, more eyeballs. And then yeah, stuff from my own collection. Like this was from high school. This is from high school. These are from like childhood. So it's all just kind of mix and match as usual. I don't know what I was trying to do here, but I was definitely trying to do something, you know? Experimenting with layers, which has been such a big thing in my art. I was definitely starting that here. And this is also when my collage clipping collection kind of reached its max. I've told this story before, but I found a huge collection of Gourmet magazine at the library for free back in probably 2019. And I had so much good stuff. I still have some of it, honestly. But I had never done layering like this before until I started getting into this book. These pictures are also from Fox Print. It's like a slightly harder, almost like a cardstock, but they're really nice. I love this page. Still trying to get rid of stuff. And you will see stuff reappear. Like this was from a random comic that somebody gave me. And you might have seen this moth lady on a page in the earlier book. you know, the stuff sticks around because I really just don't throw anything away. I love this page too. This is where I loved giving people different types of objects for hair. I'm still not totally over that. These are, do you remember those sticker machines where you push the quarter in and pull it out? Precious. I'm trying to find one that has like the fun stuff that I can point out. Let's keep going. Oh man, I forgot about these pages. I haven't looked at this book in so long. I think because the cover is broken, I tend to just leave this one alone. Let's see, this is a good page to point stuff out. This was my mom's, so this is probably a Heineken label from the 70s, which is kind of fun. What else? This is a pen test. So just testing my pens and markers, and then I keep the pen test to put in my art later. This was from my mom. She was testing some paint. This is Lee Ellickson. This was something I found in a book. This is from an Archie comic. This is from high school. Yikes. Another paint sample. This was, I believe, no, that's just, was it? I think this was from like a trivia night, that it was like a movie clue. Don't quote me on that. What else? The other half of the Lee Ellickson postcard, more Archie. Ooh, look at that. That's not good. I do not like this page, but I'm leaving it. I'm not gonna mess with it. You gotta move on, right? Still one of my favorite collages. Still one of my favorite collages. I love these two. I love how this turned out also, like the little stars. I'm gonna do that again. Also getting into more simple stuff here. This is just a 2-piece collage, 1, 2, but it turned out so cool. There's the moth lady from the comic book again. A lot of this stuff was from those gourmet magazines I had. All right, let's see. This picture was found in a book, for sure. This is a Universal Studios and Power Rangers stuff from when I was a kid. More pen tests. 2007, so I was in high school. This is from a postcard, I believe. And these little blue things are from sheet music, from choir. It's insane. We got postcards in there. Other little notes in there. This is my grandpa. Oh, and this like colorful thing here, this was on the envelope from when you used to get your pictures developed. And then you would get them back. That was what that was from. Oh, I love this one. This is one of my favorite like layering moments that I had early on in my collage deep dive. More Power Rangers here. Old business cards, childhood pictures. I love a losing scratch off in a scrapbook inside of an envelope. My old driver's license picture. Oh, and this is a little scrapbook page from when I went to visit my boyfriend for the first time in Scotland. Since then, I have started our own scrapbook just for us. But this was when, before I started that book, I didn't really know what to do with the stuff. So I just made a little layout. This is some of my favorite scrapbooking that I had done up to this point. It's just really fun. these pages. Oh, that turned out so cool. This one's fun too. But you can see it's definitely more collage heavy than those earlier books, you know? This page is fun too because I'm mixing in the inside of envelopes with magazine collage. I like that. Love the layers on this one. But yeah, every time you get like a birthday card, look at the inside of the envelope because that was on the inside of an envelope and it's so pretty. But at the same time, maybe don't start saving everything like I do. It's a blessing and a curse, honestly. Oh, this is when I was doing some like funny sound TikTok stuff. It didn't really take off, but it was fun. More people with different weird hair. Then my boyfriend visited me here in New Jersey from Scotland. I made us a little page because again, I hadn't started our own book yet. Then I think we're getting close to the end of this one. I think this might be, I love this, by the way. This colorful spread is so fun. Yeah, this is it. So that is the end of that book. I tried to rip out pages. I regretted it, so I stopped. So now there's just a bunch of empty at the end of this book, but I'm not going to mess with it. I was going to do an index, and I still might, but I am not going to mess with trying to take out any pages, especially because the cover is broken. On the back here, these are stamps. This is Nerd Matters. This is Lee Ellickson and Redbubble. Oh my God, that broken cover is devastating. And I wasn't gonna do this, but do you wanna do a quick flip through of my most recent art journal that I have just recently concluded? Let me add that in. This is such an epic video. Are you bored? If you're bored, I understand. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right, let's wrap this up with my final supersized art journal. This is the one that I have been working in the most recently, and I recently concluded. This was from 2023 until just recently. So let's flip through this and you will see kind of how my style has stayed the same, but also has kind of grown and changed. I'm still very much into these color themed pages. I think I always will be. These were so fun to put together. I especially love this one. But are you seeing how some similar things show up throughout? Like you saw this in one of the earlier spreads. But it's because I just can't get rid of anything. So I save it and then I use it and it just shows up multiple times. This showed up in one of the earlier books a whole bunch. If you notice any other repeating like materials, please let me know. This is one of my favorite things to do these days. Is play with just like the lower half of faces. This is cool because she is not actually there. This is two pieces, but it's like seamless. More scrapbooking here. I've gotten a lot more into filling the whole page and filling in little gaps as well. That is something that I'm really into lately. Lots of playbills. And what's funny is like even now with all these books that I've done, there are still like items from childhood. I have so much stuff. I think we made this page here on the channel. I'm pretty sure. These 2 pages, actually. I also love a photo corner, like frame like this. If it's something that you don't want to put an envelope on that page, but you want to put something on the page and not glue it down, love a corner. And I don't mind that it's black, like, and it kind of stands out. It doesn't bother me. More of the fox print pictures mixed in with a little bit of like my journaling supplies are coming in now. Love this one. This was, I tried to do one of the challenges. I think it was for Peach-tober, something like that, but I just could not keep up with it, but I tried. Love this. Just trying to go a little easier on myself with collage at this point. I don't know if you noticed, but like in the last journal with the broken cover, I was taking the collage very seriously, I think. And in this journal, I definitely started reverting backwards in a good way and not taking it as seriously anymore. Love this. This was so hard to do. Now we're back to scrapbooking. I love the mixture of the 2 things. This is another little pocket here. Insides of envelopes. Another envelope. This is when I started going crazy with stickers. I realized how many stickers I had in my collection, and I was like, I'm gonna have a little bit of fun with stickers. That comes up again, so keep an eye out for that. Another photo corner, because I didn't want to glue that down. Sticker madness right here. Do you see that? Oh my God. No rhyme or reason. It really makes you feel like a little kid again. Can't recommend it enough. These are all items from smoking advertisements. That's one of my favorite things to do, is collect smoking advertisements and try to make art using nothing but them. I love this. That turned out really cool. This was so fun. We made these together. Such a fun, like, little test with texture and color. Back to scrapbooking. We made these pages together as well. Love the layers on this one. I'm starting to add in a little bit of doodling here, as you can see. This is so, I have to do something like this again, because that is so striking to me. Oh my God, I love that. This I made on TikTok. That was fun. Very simple 2 pieces here. Putting in some doodles. Now, this book was getting chunky at this point, and I think I knew that it was coming to an end, but I still was like pushing through, trying to make some cool stuff. Love this. See, and it's also getting harder to collage towards the inner binding because it pops up. You know what I mean? I did some blue color here. A little bit of green. That that's fun. Yellow. Red-ish. Not really. So much random stuff in here. These are solar eclipse glasses. This was very recently. This was like within the past few months I did these pages. More scrapbook. This is it. That's the end. I did end up doing a little bit of doodling. Oh, there's one page. A little doodling in this book, but honestly, I think it's done. I think it's time to move on. This was a really great book. You made so much of this with me, which is awesome. And there you have it. That is my entire chunky art journal collection. I hope you enjoyed looking back on all this with me, watching my art style change. It means a lot that you're here hanging out, and I can't wait to show you the new stuff that I've been working on. If you have any questions, you want to ask anything, or if you're feeling inspired, please let me know down below in the comments. Subscribe for more videos coming very, very soon, and I will see you then.